It seems slow. Okay, it looks like we're live. Hi there, it's Sue Greenwald here with Awaken Stories. I'm here today with John Hannity Jr. Hey, John, how are you?
I'm doing good. Good morning, Sue. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. We were just talking about fake accounts on TikTok and how the numbers are being played with. There's all sorts of tomfoolery going on with getting this information out there. Clearly, somebody doesn't want this information out there. So, not cool. But for those that haven't, watched the previous videos, we're asking you to purchase this book, Stolen Identity, which tells part of John's story, not even all of it, but it gives you the basic structure of what we're talking about and what happened to him and from, basically age 3 on. And there's lots of other details that we're finding out in these weekly updates. So the stories are fascinating, and we occasionally get questions. We get haters, we get people that are really supporting you. And that's the bulk of what we're getting is supporters, which is amazing. Yeah.
Well, that's the smart ones that can see the truth a mile away.
Yeah.
Yeah, please see the reviews on my book on
Yeah.
Amazon, Stolen
Yeah.
Identity. Um, it's huge. The people that are asleep in this world, they've been lied to so much by our governments, the people controlling them, straight out lies.
Yeah.
It's hard for people to admit it. It's hard to, it's hard for people to say, hey, I fell into their bullshit. I was lied to. I went with their program. Some people just don't have it in here to say, hey, I was wrong. I've had to do that in my life many times. But yeah, there's some
Well,
people that aren't awake. Some people think um, these members placed by organized crime in our government are the greatest thing since freaking hot chocolate. It it's crazy. It's crazy.
well,
But maybe they'll wake up and say, hey, um, what they did to John and all the murders and all the cover-ups by this organized crime ring running our country. I hope they wake up. I hope they wake up. I deserve justice. My family members that were been murdered and replaced deserve justice. This world needs justice for all the injustice that's being done right at
right
I
now.
can't stress it enough. I can't. I can't.
Well,
We the
look at
people.
look at how it's rippled out. Okay, so your father assassinated in plain sight of the entire world in broad daylight. And then what's happened to you, all the people that they've murdered and replaced, how it's affected their families, the economics. Like one person's story, caught in this book has affected so many. Like we don't realize how big this story is. And we haven't even heard all the stories yet. It's
Yeah.
big.
It should be world news right now. It should be on all
Yeah.
the news channels. It should be they should be demanding in the White House, in Congress and Senate. It should be. It really should be. And I'm not just saying that because I wrote the damn book. It should be in all the mainstream media, but it's not because
Right.
I'm exposing them all. Not just conspiracy theories. I've lived it. I've learned it. It's organized crime, all the way to presidential candidates being placed by the mafia. Um, I can't sugarcoat it. I can't. They're placed by the mafia before you go to the polls. They're selected, not elected. They're stuck, and you think you're going to go vote for this guy and he's going to save us. Well, it's the same crime ring you're voting for.
Right.
And people need to wake up and say, hey, I was wrong.
Right.
They really
So,
are criminals.
so the slogan
They don't change nothing. They,
selected, not
they don't
elected,
they don't change nothing.
selected, not elected applies to our political system as well as those that are in Hollywood and entertainment. Okay. That's not
Oh, they're
organically done.
selected.
Yeah. They're selected at,
Hollywood, the
yeah.
music industry, they are all selected. 100%. And they know that. If if they don't go with organized program, they're so much in control of the media and every other thing to make them a star, they won't be a star. Organized crime flat out tells these people, we'll make you a star, we'll build you up, or you won't be one. It's
Right,
that simple.
right, right. And all we, the people, need to do is just look around at the headlines, look at the videos, the concerts, the stuff that's on TV. It's continuously getting darker, 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 more evil, more satanic, right in front of our faces. Now, not everyone recognizes that, but like it's so blatant now. They're telling us what they're doing in broad daylight. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Good example, Sex Pistols. I was thinking about this yesterday. If you remember the band, the Sex Pistols.
yeah,
God save the Queen. No, no, no. Yeah. Um, they were getting too big for their britches, the Sex Pistols. They were coming out, and government didn't want them to come out. Next thing you know, heroin overdose.
yeah. And who would question the
Yeah,
story, right? Who would question that
yeah.
story?
Who would? Punk rockers. Dying of heroin. Hey, just another day.
Yeah,
But yeah, they were getting too big. Um, just one example of many. One
right,
example of many.
right,
But yeah, they're selected also, and if they're not selected, they won't become famous.
right,
They're started. In my videos, my pictures, you see me at school at a very young age with the John that stole my identity. My stepbrother, no Kennedy blood, became a Kennedy. Identity theft is huge, but who else you got there? You got Denzel Washington, Sean Hannity of Fox News, and those other kids, maybe Tucker Carlson. I don't even know. I don't remember. I was just in school with them. I don't remember who they became, but they were all being taught at that age to become somebody famous, and they did.
right, right. So they were basically groomed at a young age. Yeah,
Yeah, to go with the program, to go with the
yeah.
our shadow government, the secret societies program.
Okay. Last week, you had told us a story about how you were traveling with your girlfriend. I think her name was Renee, and she was poisoned and literally replaced in front of your very eyes with a double right then and there. And of course, you were like under MK Ultra, so basically observed, but you knew she wasn't the real Renee. Okay. And then
Right.
you said that many of your girlfriends had been replaced, like, placed. So many of your girlfriends weren't organically
I
done.
oh yeah, I have many stories,
Yeah.
many stories. I was in high school, and I hooked up with this one girl, and she was a lot older than me. She was already over 18, but I hooked up with her, and we went out, and her brother actually robbed the Quigley's house one time, and they found all the gold and silver and stuff at the pawn shop that he had stolen from the Quigleys. But I was um, in Fresno, California. This was about 2 years later, after I had hooked up with this one gal, and I met her in Fresno, California, and out of the blue, she just popped up. She said, "Hey, come over to my house." So I was like, "Okay." I went over to her house, and she pulled off her clothes. We were making out, and then it was like she looks just like her, but it's not her. And after hanging out with her for about an hour, I knew it was not the same. I mean, I would state it right now: it was not the same girl. The girl that I dated when I was in high school, that was older than me, was not the same girl pretending to be her. It was totally mind blowing, and I'm still scratching my head, going, "Why was that even done?" I went over to her house. Um, There was a guy sitting in a recliner. I don't know if it was her boyfriend or not. I really don't. They had just cooked up some bear meat. They were like begging me to eat this bear meat. And I tried a piece and it was the most awful crap I'd ever tasted. Almost tasted like human flesh or something. But I was like, that's not her. And there was just little details that it wasn't her. I don't know what really happened. I'm still, there's so many unanswered questions. But yeah, that was another girlfriend that was switched out that I had. Um, I believe they had killed my first girlfriend. Um, so many stories, but yeah, we'll leave that story because there's so many more for this show now. But
Okay.
yeah, her family was real big into the Mormon church. This one that was replaced. But yeah, she was 100% replaced, but she was trying to pass the John Kennedy Jr. test to see if she could fool other people, I guess. But facials, looking at her face, she looked identical. But when she took off her clothes, no, there was too many details that's not her. Um, so yeah, they use identity theft and why it was done. You know, why did she meet me? Um, because they found me at that point. Um, when she found me in Fresno, and it's like, hey, how are you doing? And then brought me to their house, um, just to find out she was pretending to be this other gal.
Right. Right.
It's really crazy,
So they targeted you and they wanted to influence you, but you kind of knew it wasn't right from once you got to the house. And they were probably trying to drug you and do some other things. I don't know, but
I really don't know. Yeah,
yeah.
I after I spit that bear meat out, I hopped on. I believe I was on my motorbike, but anyway, I just sped off, and to this day, that story still. I got so many unanswered questions about that one. I really
Right.
do.
Right. Right. But the fact that they would switch your girlfriend out in front of your eyes, so you obviously remember the story, is shocking. And I'm sure they've done it
I
so many
also had
times.
one girlfriend. This was, I believe it was 20 years ago. I wasn't going to tell any more girlfriend stories, but I'll tell this one. Um, I I was with my girlfriend rode up on her bicycle, and I was outside, and we went in the house. It was a trailer house. I've never had luxuries of a nice house or anything like that. Anyway, people that know me know my story. I traveled, lived in cars, trucks, and um, travel trailers and things like that. But I was outside. I don't know if I just got home or what, but she just pulled up on her bicycle. This was, my girlfriend. I cared about her a lot. We went in my trailer, me and her, and Wayne was sitting on the couch, and he was fucking furious. He had fire in his eyes, and Wayne scares the shit out of me. I love him with all my heart, but he scares the shit out of me. If Wayne told me to jump, I would jump just so he wouldn't push me off a bridge. But he was sitting there and he was pissed, and he looked at my girlfriend and he said, "You fucked me over this time." Right at her. She grabbed me by the hand and she said, "Come on, let's get out of here." And I looked at her. I'm like, "What did you do?" She said, "Don't worry about it. Let's just go. Let's get out of here." So she grabbed me by the arm, took me out of my own trailer, left Wayne sitting on the couch, and I just looked at her and I went, "Whatever it was, you fucked up." I never saw her again.
Hmm. Interesting.
I don't know how she fucked Wayne over. Maybe I was deathly sick at that time, being poisoned and in and out of the emergency room. I really don't have all the answers, but all I know is you wouldn't fuck Wayne over and live.
That's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
No, you don't. You don't screw somebody over like Wayne. I don't know anything about it. All I know is she wasn't worried about it. But Wayne has the power, had the power to point his finger and name a time, and you would disappear at that time. Um, it- you know, he had all the badges. He had, Homeland Security, FBI, CIA, secrets. He had all the badges. He could walk in anywhere he wanted to, do anything he wanted to do. But when he looked at her and said, "You fucked me over," I knew it wasn't good. I knew it wasn't good.
The fact that he has that authority and clearance should scare everyone watching this video. That someone can do that, act like that, just walk around and get the information, the data, access to everything. That should scare people.
Yeah, he used to have me do crazy shit just to get intel. It made a man out of me. The Hells Angels opened up a clubhouse in Ventura, and my job was to go out on the street and just stand there and see who would drive by and try to start a fight with me or give me shit. But I was real young. But yeah, he told me, "You go stand out on the fucking street and you just stand there all night." So that's what I did. Well, I got a lot of harassment by the cops. You know, the cops would stop and talk shit and say, "You're not welcome here. What the fuck are you doing?" Well, they were talking to John Kennedy Jr. standing on that street corner. The cops were. So Wayne grabbed me and he took me to police headquarters. And we went in and talked to the chief of police. And Wayne said, "I'll shut this whole motherfucker down right now. And if you don't think I can, you're wrong."
Wow.
Wayne took care of business when it was needed.
Right, right. Well, we're seeing video all over of police asserting more authority than they really have. They overstep their authority in usually a negative way. We'll just put it that way.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you learn at a young age. It's these cops, the ones that are dealing fucking drugs and shit
Yeah,
just because
yeah,
they can out of the trunk of their car.
yeah.
I've learned that since I was a teenager, growing my pot, in the backyard, under the cover of the trees, and this was when pot was a big deal.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I learned way back then that the cops are the ones that are all in on the drug dealing and getting away with it, and prostitution and every other thing. We need to clean up so much. I had one guy. Um, he was Secret Service, but he told me we need police to police the police.
Right. Well, as we'd say, they don't uphold the Constitution, and many of them are, in secret societies, and they're doing all sorts of nefarious things, but they act like they're helping us. But do you notice how the laws have become stricter and stricter and more invasive as time has gone on? The police are not our friends, I hate to say it, most of them. I mean, there are some good ones out there, of course, but they've overstepped their authority. They're not for the people at all.
No, all the way to the way they bang on your door to say hello. Um, I was sleeping in my truck one time, in I think it was Riverside, and I was at a truck stop down there in LA. Anyway, it's all LA to me. Whether it's Riverside, Norco, Corona, all that shit is fucking LA to me. Um, when I was I was in Fresno when I was young, and anything over the Grapevine was all LA. If you told somebody you're, going anywhere within 100 miles of LA, it was all LA. Same with if you're going to Oakland or San Francisco or any of those other towns, you would say, "I'm going to San Francisco." You wouldn't say
Yeah,
I was going to Oakland.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I even forgot where I was. It's early, Sue. I forgot where I was going with that one.
It's all good. It's all good. So, how are your road trip plans coming? I see you put a lot of stickers out on the trailer, and you have one for King Smarty out there. which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I stuck that on there the other day for King Smarty. I'm still holding back dates. I don't think we're still being hindered, blocked from making it happen. There's a lot of money that's involved in going there and doing this. And if I stop in Dallas for a photo op, I would really like more than 3 or 4 people to show up. We were talking about the fake accounts that are popping up.
Yeah.
They're getting so many views, and they're not really mine. One account on TikTok yesterday, I was looking at it, 34,000 followers, and it's not really me. It's just an account that looks like me. So I don't know what's going on there. I wish I could get somebody to get a viral video. I wish one of mine would go viral. If I could get a viral video where I could, head out to Dallas and say, "Hey peeps, I'm going to Dallas. I'll be there at 3 o'clock today. I hope you can join me." I was even thinking about parking the truck in Vegas maybe, and for a day, and just say, "Hey, anybody that can join me in Vegas, show up and sign the trailer." I might do that in Laughlin, and try to get it out and just see if anybody shows up just to
Right.
test the waters.
Right.
That would be awesome. But this story should be on all mainstream media right now. It should be world news of what I'm sharing. Um, I really don't like talking about it, but the DNA test should be back in a few weeks. That is a direct test of my DNA and my father's DNA. That was a mess just even trying to get that crap going on. But yeah, I'm asking people to send me a letter that declares our United States government a crime ring, that they have suppressed my story, covered up first-degree plea-pan murder, and put people in power that aren't even them themselves. And yeah, I'm asking for people. I want to dump a whole trailer load of envelopes certified by our post office right on the front lawn of the White House. I really would. But I seen they're putting up great big. I'm seeing they're putting up great big barriers on the White House right now. But anyway, yeah, Sue, I need to take a break real quick.
All right. We'll see you soon. We're going to have a new link in about